Nothing breaks hearts like a sad love song. Up next, Sam Brady will be doing a stand-up comedy act about the many trials and tribulations of high school. This one needs no further introduction. Samuel Brady, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Don't get my head. I will. Shut up, Colin.
Salutations, everybody. I'm just going to casually grab this mic right here. As Mike, is this really? You're going to spoil yourself around? Mics these days. Alright. So, I suppose you're all wondering, Sam, what could you possibly have to complain about? I mean, high school's perfect, right? No. Why would any person think that? Well, I'm going to explain my side of the story, I suppose. See, normally, people are worried about first impressions, right? On the first day, you gotta look all nice, gotta look all spiffy, but in the end, it doesn't really matter because no matter what you wear, people are still going to judge you. I mean, at this point, I really don't care what people think of me. I wear plaid every day. Seriously, every morning, I get up. First thing I do is just walk in my closet, just open it. Plaid. Put on some plaid. And most mornings when I wake up, I'm one of those people that is just super tired, that can barely even function. So normally, the second I get dressed, you know what happens? I fall right back to sleep. And you know what happens when I get into my brother's car so we can go to the bus stop? I fall back asleep. And you know what happens when I get on the bus? I fall back asleep. In fact, one day, it was, I want to say, I don't know, October of last year. All I know is that it was on a Friday because it was when the bus drivers go to collect their wages. But I was sleeping on the bus. Everything seemed totally normal. I mean, my brother and sister weren't there, so there was no one to wake me up. So I wake up, I'm half asleep, the bus is completely empty. I have absolutely no idea where the heck I am. I'm running around, banging on all the windows, screaming, "Where am I? What? Even? How? What?" And eventually the other bus drivers see me in there knocking on the door, and they're like, why are you here? and they're all starting to freak out. So eventually the guy who drives my bus says, "Hey, all right, I'm just going to check the engine. I'm going to drive you back to school. Everything's going to be normal, right?" So he does. And the entire ride there, he's basically telling me his entire life story. And then I get to the building, and after knocking about every single door on the building, except the office door, the lady at the desk asked me why I was late, and I just say to her that I fell asleep on the bus. She starts telling me her life story. All I want to do is just get through math. Is that so hard? I'm just a kid that wants to do math. No? Okay. No math for me. Got it. But, I mean, most of my classes are pretty normal in general. I mean, other than gym, which is that one class that completely makes you feel inadequate about your entire being. But you see those people that can do 50, 60, even 70 push-ups in a minute, and I'm having a difficult time doing 3. It just makes me feel so bad about myself. But at the same time, it's kind of what high school does to you in general.
True.
If you think about it, there's always that one person who's wearing really fancy, expensive clothes all the time, or that person that's always getting ridiculously high grades, or that person who's always setting those really big, impossible records in different sports that I really don't know how they do. But it just seems like no matter where or what you're doing, that things are just trying to bring you down. In fact, I think my only real escape from that is theater. Theater is just a joy to do. Really it is. I mean, Mrs. Hoffman, the fine lady who is running this amphitheater of this school is kind of like a second mother to me. I mean, really, for all the kids in the theater. I mean, she gives them shelter, food, discipline. It's basically a daycare with results. I mean, I should probably spend more time with her than I do my actual mother.
Oh my god,
And
I'm gonna hear that.
a lot of the times, the only time where I really feel that she might be a little bit scary is during auditions where she's giving you that cold stare, just critically analyzing your every move. So there's really nowhere you can really escape being judged in high school. No matter where you're going, everyone's going to judge you. It's just a matter of principle. I mean, in your basic classes, like your basic everyday classes, sure, you have your basic homework, and the teachers are generally pretty decent as long as you don't misbehave and stuff. And then you have those really long, drawn-out projects the teachers give you like 5 weeks to do that everyone knows no one does until the night before anyway. I mean, I know everyone does this where they're just like, okay, well, I have 5 more weeks. 5 more weeks. It's totally casual. I'm just gonna relax. It's gonna be totally normal, right? And it drags on and on and on. It's the night before. It's like, oh, it's 5 p.m. I have like 12 hours. 12 hours. No, you don't. You have to sleep, you moron. I mean, it's as if people don't realize the consequences of their actions. Well, at least most people. I don't know. And my computer isn't necessarily helpful because I myself am a horrible procrastinator. I mean, my computer, it doesn't have the full version of Microsoft Word, right? It has this trial version that you have to refresh every day. So, and you know how long 30 days is? About roughly the exact same amount of time it takes for me to get another project. So every single month, what I have to do is I have to go into Microsoft, whatever, Cytomatic, Bill Gatesatron, and file out this thing so I can get my trial of Word back. So obviously I can't use the same name every time. So I'm like, okay. So first one is like Zach Zumas, and then it goes to like Jack Jumas, and then it's Jared Dumas. And I just keep going and going and going on that for I don't even know how long at this point, and it seems to work. I mean, with computers in general, and this is more about when I was in cyber school, I was talking to this one girl back and forth with email on the cyber school, right? It seemed pretty normal at the time. But have you ever noticed that sometimes when you're talking to people on the internet, and they finally send you a picture of themselves, but it's like with one of their friends, so you can't even tell which one is the one you're actually talking to? And you don't want to ask because then you're like, because at that point it's like, well, you don't know who I am? Geez, who are you? You blind? I mean, there's really nowhere you can go without being judged. I mean, I'm not exactly the best when it comes to talking to females. I find one of two things generally happens when you talk to females. Either they assume you're attracted to them and then run away. I don't know, maybe it's the plan. Or they just completely ignore you. And frankly, I have no experience with that one. So, yeah. And the amount of romantic pressure you're under most of the time, literally every kid in high school thinks it's a good idea to start dating. Why? I mean, literally all you're going to do is maybe embrace for 10 minutes in the hallway and then cry about it for an hour. That's really all it boils down to. And then you get to your then you go to college, you don't see each other for 4 years, and you get to your high school reunion and you lie about your life. And personally, I honestly don't think that high school is going to be something that I'm going to miss in the long run. But you know what I will miss? All of you people. You've been a lovely audience. Don't die.